Story time. Today I'm gonna be doing my Ouija board story time, ghost story. So, I want to say when I was about 15, 16 years old, I decided to go on the Ouija board with my friends. So I had a friend, she had another friend, and they were kind of like, cool, they were nice girls. We used to hang out a lot. Her mother was like, seemed like she was like one of them people that you would think is like a witch or something, but she's not. Like, kind of like a herbalist type of lady, like very like, I can't explain it. Like, she probably did yoga, that type of like bohemian girl type house, or whatever you call it. So anyways, we ended up going to her house one day. I had a sleepover. Her mother had bought her a Ouija board, and we decided to play on it. A little while after, me, her, and her friend, it was three of us, and that thing, it started moving on its own. Even like, we very lightly just put our fingers on it, just like barely touched it, and it started doing whatever that questions we were asking it. So like, I asked it how many kids I was gonna have. I don't remember if it said 4 or 5, but it said like somewhere around that, and that's around how many kids I have. I was just like in shock that I had so many, that I was gonna have so many kids. Like, I could not believe it. And we also asked it things, like, I asked her if I was gonna marry my boyfriend that I was with, and back then he was my, like, so sweet. Like, he was a complete sweetheart. I loved him. And it said no, and I was like in shock, and it spelled the name of, my whoever I was gonna marry. And I remember that it was like, because I'm Hispanic, it was more like a white name, to what I believe is what my husband is now, which is Mark. So it spelled his name out, and I was like, that's a weird name. Like, I would never thought, like, I thought I was gonna stay with my high school sweetheart. Anyway, so we asked it a bunch of questions. It told us it was a little boy that died in a fire. And we did some research the next day. We let it go. We said goodbye. We did, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And so we just like finished the session. The next day, the next weekend, I really wanted to go back. I was like, oh my God, this thing talked to me. It was so interesting. We did research on the house. A little boy actually did die in that house. So, it all made sense. I told my friend I wanted to see her. I wanted to go see and play with this Ouija board again. So we went back over there. The second time we went there, there was a boy that went there. He was the son of a preacher. And the thing is, when he put his hand on it, that thing would not move. It would not move. Until he got out that room, that's when it started to work again. We played with it a little bit, about 20 minutes, asked us stupid questions, and answered them. After that, I went home, started having weird dreams, like scary dreams. Didn't think anything of it. And all of a sudden, my friend didn't want to be friends with me anymore, because I was like, I really wanted to use it. So I was like, I think she was like scared. So supposedly it was moving in her closet on its own in the middle of the night. She was like super terrified of it. I'm just wondering why her mother would have bought her that toy in the first place. I mean, it's really not something you should be buying for your kids. Don't ever freaking touch a Ouija board or buy one for your kids, please. Ever since then, I've been, I broke up with my boyfriend. That was really good. He went to the army. He had some problems after, a little bit of like personality disorder. I went through like a lot of downs in my life. I didn't have a stable relationship. I got into a really bad relationship where I was being abused. I just had a bunch of stuff happen like for 7 years. Just a lot of bad luck. I don't want to say that it was the Ouija board, but I feel like it may have or could have had some bad luck included with it, like after using it. Now, I don't know if I was truly talking to that little boy, because I wouldn't want to say that he's the one that caused it, but I do wonder why it wouldn't work with the son of a pastor. Like, it was just a little awkward. I feel like it did open, though, like, me to be susceptible to, like, different, like, ghostly encounters throughout my life then, even though I was already kind of, like, had some experiences before. So who knows? I mean, it was just a little weird. So just let me know if you've had any awkward experiences. Just thought I'd feel like I'd share this with you guys. Thank you. And see you later for another celebrity, because I'm a celebrity, ghost stories.